Hi, it's Tracy and welcome back. I'm here today to share with you 10 drugstore beauty products that I regret buying. Yes, I know, even though it's drugstore, sometimes things just aren't worth the money. And as I go through these products, I went through my collection and I chose the products that not necessarily were the most expensive, although some of them were kind of pricey, but more the products that I just wish I'd never bought for a variety of reasons, and often it's just I don't wear them or they just don't work for me. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first product I have might be kind of controversial because there's a lot of love for this product on YouTube, and I don't think it's a bad product. I just wish I hadn't bought it because there are other products in this category that I like so much better, and that is the Revlon Nearly Naked Foundation. Now, one of the problems I have with this product isn't the fault of the product itself. I actually have 2 bottles of this because I bought the wrong shade and then I couldn't find my receipt to take it back. So this is the first shade that I bought, which is Ivory. And I bought this shade, which is lighter than I would normally pick anyway, but I had seen so many reviews on YouTube, and in the reviews, people were saying that it ran darker than you would think it would, and so you should pick a shade lighter than you would normally pick. So I went by that, and it wasn't right for me. I mean, it might have been right for them, but it wasn't right for me. So I ended up with a color that's really too light. So that's the first thing, is that I ended up with 2 of these, and I, really only wanted 1. Then when I went back, I got the correct color, and it's an okay foundation. I don't have a problem with it. I just like so many other foundations better, and it's like $10, which isn't terribly expensive, but then it's not on the lowest end for drugstore either. So for me, this is not worth it because I have other foundations that are the same price or less that I prefer. So I wish I hadn't bought the Revlon Nearly Naked Foundation. Also kind of in the foundation realm, and this one kind of pains me because I actually liked it, and that is the Lumene Anti-Aging BB Cream. I got it in the color light. I got it to take on my trip. I went on vacation this summer to Hawaii. It was the first time I'd ever been to Hawaii, and I figured I would want to use a BB cream the whole time I was there, and I didn't really love any of the things that I had. And I'd read good reviews of this, so I picked it up. And it's actually a pretty good value because it's 1.7 fluid ounces, which is more than what you normally get, and it runs about $15, which, when it's almost 2 ounces, is really good for a BB cream. It has sunscreen in it, SPF of 20. It pulled a little pink on me. The color wasn't perfect, but I did like the finish. The problem is I had a reaction to it, and I didn't even realize that this was what I was having the reaction to, and I broke out all over my face. It didn't happen instantly. I wore this every day while I was in Hawaii, and it wasn't till the end of the trip that my skin started breaking out, and I thought I was having an attack of hives, but my allergist says it was probably this, so I can't use this anymore. And I did like it, but it doesn't work for me. Another major disappointment, and this one is just a major disappointment, and that is this Physicians Formula Bronzer in Natural. And if you look at this, it looks so cute, and the reason I was interested in it was because it had the blusher and the bronzer over here. Okay, now there is almost zero color payoff to this. I mean, almost none. And so even though it's really cute, I mean, you can see with those swatches that actually looks more pigmented in the camera than it is in person. I can barely see anything on my fingers at all. And on your face, it's nothing. Nothing whatsoever. So it's not really a bronzer. It's not really a powder. It really just doesn't do anything. And it's Physicians Formula, so you know it's expensive. So probably of all of the things I'm going to talk about today, this is the purchase I regret the most because it was the most expensive and it does the least of any of these products. All right, this next one's going to be kind of controversial too, and I debated about including this, but I have 3 of the NYX Jumbo eye pencils. All right, the only one of these that I like is Milk, and I have used Milk quite a bit. Don't use it as much anymore, but I used to use it quite a lot, and I think it's a good product. But the other ones, I've got Oyster and I've got Horseradish, so green and like a lavender pink color. All right, now these have good pigmentation. They're really smooth and creamy. See, there they are, beautiful, right? Here's the problem. When I use these, it doesn't matter whether I use a primer or not. When I use these, my makeup just goes everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Like my eyeshadow ends up under my eyes, smeared all around. I mean, it doesn't start out that way because I know how to put it on. But these just, there's something in these, in this formula, that just like goes wacky with my eyes. So I never use them anymore. I've tried so many times. And every now and then I'll pick them up and say, I'm going to try this one more time. And it's always a disaster. So these are a miss for me. I wish I had not bought those. All right, also in the eye vein, I've got 2 L'Oreal products. Now, I love L'Oreal, one of my favorite brands. And these 2, though, are just complete misses. It does not mean that these lines of products are complete misses, just these particular shades are misses for me. Okay, the first one is one of the Hip Duos, and it's in Precious. All right, let me pop it so you can see the colors. All right, now I thought these colors were really cool. I mean, like they're super metallic-y. It's like a metallic-y orange or rose gold kind of color, and then a metallic-y gold. But can you see how crumbly those are on my fingers? Those are so crumbly, and they're that crumbly on your eye too. And we're talking Fallout City. I mean, there they are. So you can see, I mean, they're pretty colors, but they're just poor quality shadow. It's just really not good, and I wish I hadn't purchased that duo. Another color I wish I hadn't purchased is the L'Oreal Infallible Endless Pearl. All right, and it's just kind of a matte cream color. But here's the thing, I just think it's chalky, which is kind of odd for the Infallible line. And I just don't think there's very good color payoff. I mean, like that right there is 2 swipes, and I'm still getting barely any color. Wet n Wild's Brulee for 99 cents is so much better. So much better. This, to me, is a waste of money. All right. And I normally love, like, the L'Oreal Infallible shadows, and I also have some of the Hip Duos that I really like, just not those 2. All right. Now, on to one of my favorite brands, probably my favorite drugstore brand is Maybelline. And I have 2 misses from them. And I really think this whole line of products is kind of very much hit or miss for me. And that is 2 of the Eye Studio quads. Okay, these 2 right here. Now, this one is in Taupe Temptress. And this one is in CopperChic. Now, I'll be honest, CopperChic I'd heard a lot of good things about on YouTube, and so I was expecting great things. The pigmentation is fine on these, but these shadows are just, they're too glittery, they're too bright, they're not wearable to me. I don't like that these quads always have all shimmer. That's one of my complaints, but there are a couple of the quads that I really do like because I think the colors are really beautiful. But these colors to me are just too much on me. They're just too much. They're just not really everyday wearable. And then the Taupe Temptress, oh great, I just like shattered it with my fingernail. All right. The Taupe Temptress, these colors just have no pigmentation to me. I just don't care for these colors at all. I was really disappointed. I had high hopes for this one, and this is just a miss. All right. Also in eyeshadows. Everything I have left is eyeshadows except for one lip product. Also in eyeshadows. And I wasn't expecting much for this because it was 99 cents. But let me just say, right around the holidays, which, you know, before you know it, we'll be the holidays again. Right around the holidays, they have these really inexpensive eyeshadow palettes at the drugstore. My advice to you is just say no. They had all these really inexpensive eyeshadow palettes by Giordano, not Jordana, Giordano, Giordano. Okay, never heard of it. There's a reason. All right, so look at that. Look how pretty that is. Except the colors are awful. The shadows are awful. They are chalky. They have no pigmentation. They are just, they're awful. They don't blend. They just muddy up. And it doesn't matter if it's 99 cents if you can't use it at all, which with these you can't use at all. They're a waste of money. Don't waste your money. Don't buy them as a stocking stuffer for your girls, you know, for your teenagers, because they're just horrible crap. You can get Wet n Wild for a couple dollars more and have something worthwhile to use. Also awful. So disappointed in these. These are eyeshadow. They're kind of like pigments from LA Colors. I thought these colors were so pretty. And these are just awful. First of all, look. I just want you to look at how this does. Okay, it's kind of it's just stupid. It's just a stupid design. All right, so this little thing comes out. It's the only way to get to the product. And it's a little crappy brush caked up with pigment on it, only it's not even really pigmented. They just are real chalky and dusty and messy and crappy. They're inexpensive, but they're horrible, so don't waste your money on those. And then my last thing, and this is going to be controversial because this is one of those that everybody on YouTube loves. I just don't love it, okay? And I waited and waited to get this. But finally I bought into the hype and I thought, I'm going to really like this. I'm going to go ahead and get it. I'll wear it all the time. And it's not the whole line. So it's just one of them. It's one of the Maybelline Color Whispers. And it is the one in Lust for Blush. Alright. Now, when I put it on my hand as a swatch, I really like it. See, it's right there. But on my lips, I guess my lips are just too pigmented. It just looks yucky. I mean, it makes me look kind of dead. It's kind of frosty, sort of, which I wasn't expecting because it doesn't look frosty in the tube. But for some reason, when I put it on my lips, it kind of gives off a frostiness that I don't like. So, even though I like the formula of these and I have others that I like, this one is a miss for me and I do regret purchasing it because I don't think I'll wear it very much. So that's it for me. 10 drugstore items that I regret buying. If you've got any drugstore products that you regret buying, if you would leave those in the comments, that would really help me out so I won't waste any more of my money. If you are interested in seeing a video of high-end products that I regret buying, I can do that too. I don't buy a lot of high-end cosmetics, but I do buy some, and I can certainly share with you the things that have been misses for me there as well. Hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.